And in the latest Associated Press poll, Joe Biden's job approval rating is at 61%. That's quite high.
Willie, I'm not really good at this politics thing. I haven't been following it much. Is that usually where presidents are?
No, not right out of the gate like that.
And we're about 100 days in now to the Biden presidency. So let's take a look here. New NBC poll on where the president stands. You can see here a 53% approval rating. 39% disapproval rating.
The latest Quinnipiac University poll has President Biden's approval rating at 49%.
NBC polling shows 60% of Americans disapprove of President Biden's handling of Afghanistan.
Let's show you the new NBC poll here. Biden's approval rating 50% now, disapproval 48%.
We turn now to a new ABC News Washington Post poll out today showing a dramatic plunge in President Biden's approval rating. It's down to 44% with 51% of Americans disapproving of his job performance.
The new ABC News poll shows that President Biden is really taking a hit in his approval rating on a number of issues.
Yeah, and in fact, only two presidents in modern history have had lower approval ratings at this stage of the game.
So my first reaction was, wow.
It takes a lot to surprise one of the nation's leading pollsters, but Ann Seltzer's new Iowa survey for the Des Moines Register finds Joe Biden's approval of his handling of the pandemic, once a strong point, has cratered, down 17% since June, dragging his overall job approval down 12 points to 31%. Lower than Donald Trump's worst showing during his presidency.
Our most recent ABC News poll shows that 61% of the American people disapprove of his handling of Afghanistan.
Biden's approval rating fell from 48% last quarter to 41% now, and disapproval rising 7 points to 52%.
Just 22% of adults say we're headed in the right direction. President Biden's approval rating stands at a dismal 42%. Just 37% say he has the ability right now to handle a crisis. Republicans, believe it or not, have double-digit leads in dealing with border security, inflation, crime, national security, the economy, and shockingly, on getting things done.
Look at this. Back in March, 4 in 10 Americans disapproved. Now a majority, 52%.
A new CBS News poll shows 44% of those polled approved of the president's performance.
67% of Americans now disapprove of the president's handling of inflation.
Just 37% of respondents approve of Biden's handling of the presidency.
There is brand new polling out on the presidential approval rating, and it's not good.
You know, there was always that thing, oh, Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating at this point in his presidency. We did it over and over and over and over again. Well, at this point in his presidency, Donald Trump's numbers, actually his average approval rating is 1 point higher than Joe Biden's.
2 weeks after he officially announced his re-election campaign, polling shows President Joe Biden's approval rating has hit a new low.
The president's job approval rating, and you see Joe Biden in our new poll, 42% approved.
Biden's job approval rating sits at 44% in this final NBC News poll. By the way, all-time low with independents. His approval rating is just 28%.
The economy, 37% approval. Immigration, 35%. He's underperforming his overall job approval on a slew of issues.
Biden carried independents by 13 points against Donald Trump. He is now trailing Trump by 9 points among those same voters. He carried black voters by 75 points in 2020. Now he is up just 30.
Take a look at his overall job approval. It's a little better than on the economy, but still low. 40% approval, 60% disapproval.
And that was Siena College last week found that the president's still at that 39% approval rating. I think the average on 538 is around 41%. That's the lowest of any president at this stage, going back to the history of polling, except for Jimmy Carter.
This, as our new poll shows, the president's approval among black voters is down 17 points since the first year of his presidency. Mr. Biden is also down by double digits among Latinos, voters without a college degree, and independents.
Both Biden and Harris face negative approval ratings. And though some recent battleground state polls show Harris actually outperforming Biden in hypothetical matchups against Trump, both come up short to the...
Yeah, I mean, from the president's standpoint, certainly it's concerning to be behind Donald Trump at all, certainly by 5 points. That's the largest lead Trump's ever had over Biden in our polling.
The most recent poll substituting other Democratic names for Biden against Donald Trump, included only Vice President Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom. It's an Emerson poll that is now 10 days old. Donald Trump was polling at 45 against Joe Biden at 44. Substituting Kamala Harris as the candidate produced a result of Donald Trump polling at 46 against Vice President Harris at 43. And substituting Gavin Newsom's name produced an even worse result, with Trump polling at 46 and Gavin Newsom polling at 36. And there is no substitute candidate who polls better than Joe Biden.
The American people overwhelmingly support what I'm doing. The polling numbers are overwhelming.
Oh, the humanity.